Hi, and welcome to another episode of Slightly East of Immoren. Now, in today's chit chat, we're gonna talk about the newbie. As a game shop owner, there's nothing more important than the newbie because basically the newbie is the guy who, well, he's what keeps the game alive. Because most of the guys who are already veterans already have people to play with, but it's the newbie that most game shops really like. Well, it helps with the sales as well, but it's also new blood to get into the gaming scene. Now, we first got into War Machine about 2004, and we were ordering stuff from. Well, there was actually a catalog before this one. I think 2003 catalog. I gotta find that one. But so we've been doing War Machine for quite a while right now, and over the years we've seen different versions, different changes. I've seen newbies become veterans, and disappear, then come back again as newbies, and then become veterans again. I've seen newbies come and get a bit discouraged and leave. So the point of this video is first to talk about the newbie and to actually promote a small event that the local community is having. And speaking of local communities, we've actually invited the local Warmahordes Community, and they were nice enough to come talk to me and hopefully share something with you concerning newbies here. Playing here in Malaysia. So sit back, enjoy it. This was really kind of short. If you like what you see again, let us know what you want us to talk about. But in today's video, we're talking about the newbie. So let's get to it. Hey folks, welcome to Slightly East of Immoren, and we're back again. Now, if you've been to our first show, you guys remember this tree, guys. Oh, this tree, Warmahordes. So we've got the rod. Blind. We got Petra. Why? And we got Jess Farhan, or as you want to call it, Jess Farhan.
He's forgotten my name already.
Jess Farhan. That's what I'm calling you from now on. We've got the rod, the pet, Jess Farhan.
Okay.
Okay, so today, for the benefit of those who've been asking over the last couple of weeks, actually, with the new update, we've got a lot of people in the store, people who are interested in either reigniting War Machine or actually starting the game altogether. So I've asked these three guys to come and talk to me about it. But before that, I want to ask a general question to the panel. So how do you guys get into War Machine? Let's start with the Rodney. How'd you get in?
So back in college, I saw this picture of this big model, which was a dragon, which was the Archangel in Legion. And so asking around about that, I found out that the models are available in some places in Malaysia, and then it's tied to this game called War Machine. And then I got a demo game from some guys at a local hobby shop, and then bought a starter. Here I am.
Yeah, okay. There you are.
Is he really
here?
Okay, what? I'm going to let Petra go first. Because my story is very long.
Okay.
Okay,
Petra.
All right. So,
by the way, Petra's got a nice little backdrop over there, just in case you guys are wondering where slightly east of Immoren
where we are.
We
are right there. Okay, go for it. How did you get in?
So, I started playing. I didn't wait. Hold up. Before I started playing, me and my close friend, I told him I was looking for a miniature game. I wanted to try anything tabletop. So we ended up actually heading out to a Warhammer in Subang. I was maybe like 5 minutes from buying a starter set for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, actually. And then my friend told me, stop, why don't you read about this other game, which was War Machine? And then at the point, I'm like, does it have an undead faction? And he goes like, yeah, it's called Cricks. So I'm like, okay. So I went back. I didn't buy any Warhammer. I went back, kind of like scrolled, and I'm like, okay, this satisfies the need for undead faction. And I got a demo game the week after in Malawati. And then next you know me, I started buying stuff and started playing since then.
Excellent.
Yeah.
How about you, Farhan? How did you
Okay.
get started?
So it's a very long story. It started where...
Do we need to cue any music for the
Yes,
story?
actually it does.
No.
So this time, my ex-girlfriend actually was visiting Comics Corner Bangsar. And at that time, a friend of mine was, well, it wasn't a friend of mine. It's a friend of mine now, but the storekeeper there was like trying to get people into the game. I think he was trying to steal my girl. Actually, he was, but he was also trying to sell me on War Machine. So after a while, I started, he said, come over to my place. I'll teach you how to play the game. So I went over, I learned. He tried to steal my girlfriend. I broke up with the girlfriend.
I know.
Turns out I'd rather hang out with this guy than the girl, so I kept hanging out with him and kept playing War Machine. So yeah, that was my
That was a long story. I got comfortable, man. That was it.
But this was way back when in the playtest for Mark II. Back when.
Oh right.
This was long before any of these guys. These guys started, I think, in Mark III, all new War Machine. I started way back in the playtest for Mark II. They didn't even have cards for the game. Everything was on printed A4 pieces of paper. Because they were trying to rebalance the game. They were rechanging all the point costs back then. Everything was changing. So for me, it was fresh. And you couldn't get starters because, they were in the midst of transition and they didn't even have starters back then.
Yeah. So, also all you guys were newbies at some point. So, my next question is a rather simple one. It's actually a paid forward one. So, if you were to advise or talk to a newbie about War Machine or getting into War Machine, what would your advice be? Let's go with Ronnie. What would your advice?
Do you mean like how to get
War
into
Machine
the
or
game?
Hordes?
Do you mean like
how to get into the game? So if I'm a new guy, says Ronnie, I want to play Warmahordes, right? So
yeah.
Where do I start?
I would say take a look at the factions that you have. See if any tickles your fancy. And you can start from there. The factions are pretty balanced overall. There's no like super high tier faction, and there's no like super rubbish faction.
Trolls.
Legion. Anyways.
I like that. I like the Legion guy said tickle your fancy, Okay. So you ask him to have a look first. So let's just say he chooses a faction. What did he do then?
And then after that, try to get a starter box. Doesn't need to be the current edition one. If you find a previous edition one, it's fine. The rules the points can be worked out. Get a few demo games, see if you like it. Maybe pick up a unit after that, because the starter box is just a caster and beast or jacks, and then pick up a unit. There's a new format called Brawl Machine that they just announced. Everything is you only need one of the thing, and it's a super low point game. It's only like 25 points, which is the caster, a couple beasts, and a unit. And you can start from there.
Cool. Petra, so I'm a newbie, Petra. So if you were to give me advice on how do I start or Warmahordes, what would your advice be?
I would advise you going a little bit into not just look at the faction, see what you like, look at the models, pick something aesthetically pleasing to your eyes. Don't pick something that is currently the best of the best, top of the tier line. the Rolls Royce of War Machine or whatnot. Just don't bother with that.
What is the
Let's just
Rolls?
chit.
What is the Rolls Royce of War Machine?
It's
Corn.
It's basically whatever's on top.
It's
Whatever.
whatever's
It doesn't
Petra
really
playing
matter.
at the moment.
Hey,
Okay.
So, anyways, pick something like what you like. I've always has this fascination with undead, so Crix is a natural thing for me. Scorn for me as well. It's not undead, but it's sort of like dark elvish. So I've always liked those kind of aesthetic. So picking something out aesthetically will make you a bit more invested in the game itself. So that's good. And the other thing is, don't worry about whatever people say. Oh, this thing is not good. This thing is not bad. You gotta get this unit. You gotta get that warcaster. It doesn't really matter. If you like something, just play with it. The game is open and balanced enough that, of course, there is a bit of a tier learning curve, etc., etc. But all it boils down is just, it's still a game. Enjoy it. Buy whatever you want and play with whatever you want. That's basically it.
Right. Yeah. Farhan, how about you, Farhan? If I was a newbie,
First thing, and the most important thing is have friends. Because honestly, you cannot start a game alone.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
high entry bar.
Sorry, bro, you have no friends. You can't play this game.
I am not kidding. This is a social game, and you need a community. You need people around you who are just as excited about War Machine. So the first thing you need to do is find like-minded people. I think you can reach out on our War Machine Malaysia Facebook page. People still check that from time to time. Look up, ask people where we're playing, what we're doing. At the moment, I don't think there's a particular shop or particular place where we meet on a weekly basis, because we're still getting to the swing of things. Just hit us up on Facebook, the group. Ask for a demo. Come and hang out. See if you like us. See if you like the minis. See if you like the game. Just don't invest anything until you try it out and have some fun. After that, then you can ask the questions that Rodney and Petra are saying. Buy stuff that you like, the aesthetics. Buy stuff. Just it's a game. Have fun. Come and have fun. If you're not having fun, what's the point? So come by, meet the people, and see if you're having fun at the end of the day.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, that's actually very good advice. I mean, although I think make sure you got friends. There was once a magic T-shirt that said, "If you don't have any friends, one will be provided for you." I thought that was a great tagline.
Yeah, no,
So,
that's fantastic tagline right there. And,
yeah,
I think it applies for most gaming.
So if you're coming into any tabletop community and you don't have any friends, just turn up. You never know. You will make some friends. It'll be a bit awkward because we're talking about a bunch of guys, sitting around a table moving miniatures, but I just stick around. Just say, can I learn? I so far, apart from one or two bad apples, the community is always ready to help. So I totally agree, Farhan. That's great.
Yeah.
The thing is,
yeah,
you're saying?
You're saying. I was going to agree with you. It's like you need a group of friends, and I know it's going to be awkward at first. You're coming into this group, you don't know anyone. They're all making a bunch of in-jokes for the community, but don't be discouraged. You're going to pick up after a while, and War Machine Malaysia is very welcoming. War Machine Malaysia is a very welcoming.
The biggest problem with the biggest problem with most for me, because I run a game shop, so I more or less know the barometer when it comes to games and the entry levels. So you can tell which games actually take off and which games take off and then die and which games stagnate, While the game is important, it's very, very important. What's more important is the community. I mean, the community can not only build a game, but it can kill a game. So,
it can definitely kill a game.
Yeah.
It can definitely
kill a game. All
right,
so having said that, Petra.
Yes.
So this thing called Brawl Machine. I mean, Rodney, the Rod, was telling us about it. So I hear you have a variation of it, But before I ask you the variation, I'm gonna ask the other two guys. Ronnie,
Yo,
in a few lines, what is Brawl Machine?
a very low point game.
Yep.
Everything is, you can only bring one of things, and and all those are exactly the same as a full size game. It's just a smaller point. It's easier to get into and it's faster to play.
Okay. Farhan.
Yep.
So if I was going to ask you to advocate for Brawl Machine, go for it. Tell me why somebody should get the Brawl Machine.
Okay, odd that you asked this. So Brawl Machine is not it's not an officially sanctioned format. Brawl Machine is actually a community-led project. So as I was saying, communities can build or destroy a game. And so the War Machine community, a bunch of guys said, hey, we've got a lot of support for the top big competitive formats, 75-point steamroller.
Right.
But there's nothing smaller and more welcoming for new players. Privateer Press tried with several, like the Rumble format, which never really took off. So these guys took it upon themselves, say, hey, let's create something that's easier for people to get into, so it plays fast, and new players can come in, roll some dice. You don't need to buy multiples of the same thing, so it's easier on your wallet. They have what they call the epic list, which they will ban certain models from play. One, because so it helps balance out the smaller points, and that's probably the best part about it, is that it's meant to be welcoming. So if you're not the super competitive guy who's like, yeah, I want the best two-list pairing for Steamroller, just come play Brawl Machine, have fun.
Which is great, because now I thought we can ask Petra, Pat. So
Yes.
So there's a local. When I say local, just know that we are broadcasting out of Malaysia, and when we say local, this includes Penang, Johor, Kuala Lumpur, Sabah, and Terengganu. There's a community there as well. So when we say local, it means all of these communities. All right. So you've got a variation of Brawl Machine, which is locally flavored, Malaysian flavored, right?
Sort of, yeah.
It's called Kampung. It's called Kampung Brawl. If anything else, the name's a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a chance to tell us about it. Tell me about your recipe. Tell me about Kampung Brawl.
Okay, so basically, Kampung Brawl. Kampung Brawl is actually a derivation of Malaysian Team Championships, which was established roughly about 5 years ago, I think. Was it?
Right.
We had 3 Kampung Brawls previously. We didn't have 2 Kampung Brawls, which is 2021 and 2020. Oh, 2020 we did have one. I think about 4 years back.
Should be
so 4 years. It was. Yeah, it should be 4 years. So we would the Malaysian Team Championship format actually is a 50-point game. 50-point games for a 3-man team format. Basically, 2 players, best 2 out of 3 kind of format. That is also a derivative of the American Team Championship. So as we go on, as the introduction of the Brawl Machine format came out, I've decided to actually minimize the size of the army down to following the Brawl Machine format. So then we would have something called the Kampung Brawl, which was last hosted in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. 2019 or 2020? One of those years, I'm not sure. COVID. I think
it was 2020. It was 2020.
2020, right? Okay, yeah, so 2020 we had something called Kampung Brawl. So Kampung Brawl, like I said, it's a 3-man team format. You would group with 3 different players. I mean, you would group with 3 players, basically battling
Two
out.
players, yeah.
3
It's
different
three
players.
players. Yeah.
3 players, yeah. So it's a team-based format. So every round you will get a round robin between all the other teams. Locally, when we had this event, we usually had about 6 local teams every time. So we had a few in the early years. We had people coming in from Penang. I think the first inauguration we actually had people came in from China actually. Just a guy in from China. Then we made it more simpler. We made it more local. So then we had Penang and Kuala Lumpur and Selangor basically banding together to play in this one-day tournament, sort of casual tournament. So we are actually planning, since COVID has actually, life is slowly returning to normal. The Malaysia War Machine Committee is actually planning an event this January, which is the Kampung Brawl 2022. So it's again a 3-man team format of 25 points, which is just basically the size of the army. And more details will come, but for now, there will be an event for this in January 2022. Yeah.
Okay. So okay. So basically, it's a it's a round robin team War Machine event.
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically
event, yeah.
3v3. Just to be clear, it's not 3 people playing on the same table. It's you're getting individually matched among your team members, and then you're basically trying to score. Each team is trying to score as many wins as they can each round.
It's a good format. That's actually, you know what? I think that's a very common format.
Does
Kampung Brawl have?
I'm going to say it's a very bad format. I have to say one thing. Every team, and the goal of my team is to finish last. So I will select the worst players that I can find in our community. These guys who have never won. I bring them every year and they fail.
Okay.
They fail to lose.
Petra, so does Kampung Brawl have a thing where 2 players are pros and 1 guy's a newbie, or is it like all 3 are pros, or I mean, is there an allowance for that? I mean, for example, like
there is no like during the inauguration is basically free for all, pick your own teammates. But as we mingle more between, I wouldn't say pro players, the more active players, in a sense they play like almost weekly on a time clock basis kind of deal, you know, they keep practicing for shits and giggles and whatnot. So as we go on forward, we notice that we try to make it as random as possible. But we would also allow little intermingling, of course, just to make the experience more fun, more casual, so that we don't scare people who don't play as often as any other players do. So we try to mix it up. Yeah.
I think
don't be scared if you're not pro. Don't be scared if you're casual.
Basically, what Petra's trying to say is people to form their own teams, because it's a team game, so it's more fun when you're teamed up with your friends. But if a newbie wants to come
are the 3 of you guys in
No, we have never been in the same team.
Okay.
I refuse to team up with these 2. They are too good.
What, Rodney?
I need trash.
Oh yeah, the first one you were in the same team. Okay. Sorry, I thought the first one you were the girls team.
I need bad players to achieve my goal.
Okay,
no,
so
you need good players.
All right, chill. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much covering how to get in and everything. But before we shut down this session, because I wanted this session to be very, very nice and light. As your final say to the newbie, because you guys have all been newbies, you've all been new, right? To the newbie, because there are a lot of players who look at War Machine as very daunting because it's not so simple. The learning curve is very, very high. A lot of people are concerned about the model count. A lot of people are concerned about matching up with somebody who knows the rule book back and forth. So I understand that it takes some time to learn, but in just very short, very brief couple of lines, what advice would you give to the newbie? Consider the fact that some of these newbies, especially the ones that are coming through the shop at the moment, are between the age of 12 to 16. So what is your advice to, in a few lines, but to the newbie?
I want to go first. Petra, you might as well go first. You look like
No,
you got something to say.
Ronnie goes first.
Oh, Ronnie goes first.
Okay.
Oh, Petra, what do you guys say? Tell me.
Play the game, stay for the community. Don't be disheartened by all sorts of mumbo jumbo. The existing players are not scary at all. Just come down, stay with the community.
Yeah.
We're not scary. We enjoy the community. I would say we're a quite close-knit bunch of people that enjoy the game as much as you do. So don't be afraid. Just play and stay for the community, stay for the game. Yeah.
Ronnie?
Yeah, come and get some games in. You can talk to us on the Facebook, on the Malaysia Warmahordes Facebook group to arrange something, and we can have a game. You don't worry about huge armies. We can play smaller model counts, smaller point games. Just have some fun, roll some dice, move some models.
I want to add something. Can I add something?
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
Never trust a Legion player.
Okay. Hang on. Chit. Alright, so what are your
I'm going to second Petra. I'd never trust a Legion player.
Okay.
Second of all, I think it's very important that you approach this game with, especially if you're new, you should not approach this game in the idea that you are going to be good from the beginning. To be fair, Warmahordes has a steep learning curve. So your first few games, you're going to struggle. Don't get discouraged. We're all here to help. If you don't know what to do, if you make a mistake, especially if you're new, just ask you can take back a move, because you are learning, and don't be afraid to admit that you're learning, because this is not an easy game to master. It takes years to figure out what you're doing. The meta is always so many factions. There's so many models. So take it slow. Don't rush to become competitive. Don't rush for your win. Just sit there. Maybe make moves that don't make sense but look cool. Even if something won't get you the win, but you think it's going to be funny, just do it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a game.
Have fun. Do what you like. Have fun. Yeah. That's actually all the advice is actually quite legit. I totally agree. And I'd like to thank you guys, man. I thank you guys for pushing the game forward and keeping the game running. Hopefully the guys because we've got a lot of new communities here locally, and I mean in the peninsula and in Borneo, we're all one part of our country. So I think this video will be very, very helpful to everybody, because they'll hear it from somebody other than me. Again, I'll say thank you to Rod. Rodney, say thank you very much.
Thanks, guys, and hope to see you on the table.
Yep, Pat. Thanks, Pat.
Thanks for coming in. Please, don't be shy. Look us up on get our contact info from Wolf. Get on Facebook. We have a page there. Wherever you are, Terengganu, Johor, Penang, Sabah.
Yeah, actually,
there is going to be there is an event in January 2022. It's Brawl machine format. It's fun. It's casual. I'll get you the details as soon as I can, but please think about signing up. We really need to, have a crowd again. It's been a while since we actually meet up with everyone again. Yeah.
Cool. Farhan, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks, everyone. I hope we have new players because I am bored
Yeah,
of
me
playing
too.
against the same faces every week.
All right, folks. That's a good way to
Our
end.
weekly
Thanks so
games,
much.
don't we?
I
Right.
Yeah. No,
Bye.
that's a good way to end. That's a good way to end. Thanks, everybody. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, hey, this is a ongoing thing. Slightly East of Immoren is an ongoing thing. So if there's anything you want to ask or anything you want us to talk about, leave it in the comments and try to persuade the three of these guys to come and join us. All right. So thank you very much, everybody, and see you guys soon. Good night.
Bye.